To start with you, how are you doing? How are your loved ones doing? What's really on your mind? Put it down below because we're going to talk about my mindset right now. This is going to be my realest video ever. We're just going to talk about how my mind is not at a good place right now. It's very frazzled. It's very all over the place. I have a lot of things going on. Sometimes people don't understand when you go deep, so you got to keep it real surface at first. The tangible things that are going on right now. I have gotten my period for the first time since the whole ordeal. I have hormonal acne and my weight is up. My boyfriend took a job out of state. I decided to go back and take classes. I'm not excited about that process because I've been there before. It's not exciting for me. I just want the end result. Those are very tangible things that you can put your hands on. I'm very tired and I'm by myself, so the loneliness is kind of kicking in. I got used to somebody else being around. So it's kind of like the whirlwind. It's like when you have had different things happen in your life. Also, I turned 35 last month, so that kicks in because it's like I'm no longer in my 20s and I'm no longer silly enough to try to hold on to my 20s. Like, I'm just not going to be that kind of person. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, was for myself, like a video diary, because I feel like I'm at this very transformative state in my life. Like, I'm curious about what I'm going to do from here. Puts me in a very kind of frazzled mindset that I think mature people can understand, or people going through their midlife crisis can understand. I don't think it's a midlife crisis. I think it's like a life, what can we do with this? And I'm going to be optimistic about it, even if it kills me to be optimistic about it. And it's kind of like, what do I do from here? Where do I go from here? Me and my boyfriend had a serious conversation on New Year's Eve that was my fault. I felt like that we were moving too fast, and I brought it up, and he didn't feel like that, and he got upset. He's like, he's not going to be with the back and forth. And then my mom was like saying that I'm acting like I'm a teenager and stuff like that, and it really didn't sink into me until he did take this job, which is very good monetarily wise, and I'm not going to hold anybody back. And now I recognize how much value that individual brought to my life and how that's really important to me. And it has never been important to me in my whole entire life. I've always been like the kind of person that liked to work and liked to be out and liked to be doing things and seeing things. Who I was with was kind of like, oh, whatever, you know, that's my friend. And he still is really my friend. And that's kind of like the painful part about it. Is because when you do become close to somebody, you know, what do you do with that when you spent so much time alone, and maybe that wasn't the right thing for you to do, or maybe it was back then but it no longer is. And does this video make sense? Because that's kind of like how my mind is. It's very scattered. Like, I have all of these things that I'm thinking about. What do I really want to do? Like, even something as petty as getting a makeover. Like I'm almost to the point that I feel like getting a natural hairstyle, like a haircut, because my hair is natural. My hair is so soft. I would love to get some blonde braids. And just those two kind of thoughts, like, what do I do from here? It makes me do nothing. And that kind of like frustrates me. My arms are getting tired. So, I don't know. That's my thing. I'm in this headspace where I don't know a lot of things other than I want to be comfortable and I want to be calm and I want to be in a loving environment. And I do miss my man, you know. I do want to talk to you guys about skincare just a little bit. Somebody is calling me, which is so funny because people have kind of slacked off on calling me. It's funny how your real friends do show up, though. The people who you may not count on the most end up being your really good friends. So for my skincare, because I do have a lot of hormonal acne, I do want to stay as organic as I can. I'm wearing Marc Jacobs foundation. I need to change that. I bought this Lush last night, and you know what? I can tell you something. I really don't like it, but my skin does. It makes my skin feel very filmy and greasy. The ingredients on this is almond oil, rose water, beeswax, honey, fresh iris, then the glycerin. I felt that beeswax, but I tell you what, I woke up and I had a lot less inflammation. There's actually a challenge on this Ultra Blend where people use this for 30 days, only this skincare product on their face, and they say that it takes the place of so many moisturizers and toners and different things like that, and it clears acne. I'm going to keep trying it and see how it works out. I do use witch hazel as a toner. I've been using this for a while. My grandmother recommended this. I suffer from hyperpigmentation my whole life. This really does even my face out. Let me know what skincare products you use. The one thing I do like from the drugstore, like as a harsher cleanser for me, is this Regenerist. And then something that I've really been wanting to try is this Glam Glow that the mud mask thing I've been wanting to try. It also has a moisturizer. But let me know what you are using for yourself. My house is a mess, and that's just me right now. And I say all of that because it goes back to how I'm feeling. Like, I can't sit up here and say the way that I look on the outside doesn't affect the way that I feel on the inside. I want to feel good outside and inside. I can say that I went to one of those horrible guru gossip kind of things, and it was just horrible, like how much hate that I get. But it is what it is. I'm not a beauty queen, and you know, for all my haters, you know, the fact that I'm not a beauty queen makes me feel a bit better about myself. My life is pretty damn good for me not to just be so aesthetic, you know? And I know, seriously, that goes back to my point. Life is not all about aesthetics. It is not. It is really about how you feel on the inside and what you think up here. It doesn't matter what you look like. There are ugly people and beautiful people in every place you go. You can go to the most expensive place in the world and there'll be a hideous person in there, and they're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. It matters what you feel like. My word for the year is fulfillment. I want to feel fulfillment in here, and I know that it's changing for me. Like right now, I need something from the mall. Like, I hate the mall now. Like, I used to love it. Like, Louis Vuitton used to excite me. I love their products because they last for me. But it's not like, oh my God, like, I'm not excited about it. Like, I know I can go buy it if I want to. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a change. And that's the part. The changing part is the scariest.